Audio on. Boom. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Civitai AI video and animation stream. I am Tyler, and today I'm really excited about this one because we're not going to be doing video to video stuff. And I think this will be a lot more accessible to a lot of people. So I'm really stoked to show you guys what we got going on with depth maps. Let me make sure all my audio is good. Twitch, how do I sound to you guys? Can you guys hear me good? Check. Got a little bit of a lighter group in here today, but I like it intimate. So if anyone has questions with this, I can definitely help more people out. But okay, so let's talk a little bit about what we are going to get into today. So basically, we are going to be generating our own depth map animations in Comfy UI and Animate Diff, and then taking those depth map animations and running them through Animate Diff to stylize them ourselves. That is the plan. So I'm going to have Daz go ahead and post the link to where you guys can download the workflow. Or actually, I can do it right here. So Discord, there you go. And Twitch. Oh, wait, back. Boom. Twitch, there you go. And we're going to pin this at the top. Unable to pin. Okay, well, we will pin it when pinning wants to work. So, this page that you are looking at on my screen right now, this is the workflow we're going to be using today. Inside the zip file on this page, there are two different workflows. One is labeled 1, 2 is labeled 2, and you want to utilize them in that order. The first workflow is going to generate this black, white, and gray image that you see on the left, aka our depth map. And workflow 2 is where you will put that depth map video as the input to then stylize it in Animate Diff. So that is the plan. That's the general theme we're going for. This basically gives us endless creativity to the things we can make. And because the depth maps are going to be so clean, there's like infinite possibilities of how we can stylize it. And we're going to use all of this in 1.5 LCM. So it's all going to be super fast. So this LoRA that we're going to be using to create the depth map, let me open it up on my screen right here, and I will drop this link for you as well. This was trained and created by our good friend Phil, aka Machine Delusions. You guys might remember him from the other week when we had him on, and he basically animated the entire Civitai homepage in Comfy UI and created a workflow on the spot that blew a lot of people's minds. So shout out to him. This LoRA is incredible. Now, the depth maps are a little nonsensical sometimes. Like, they don't quite follow the rule of like the way that stuff should be shaded properly in like a real depth map, but it's okay because the stuff we're animating isn't real. And he already said that he was going to retrain a much tighter, better version, but everything I've used this for so far, top tier. So you will need that LoRA if you want to go ahead and use this, and you will need the workflow. So I dropped both of the links in the chat. Go ahead and download the LoRA, go ahead and download the workflows, and let's get into it. Let's take a look at workflow number 1 here. And you'll see that in the zip file, they are labeled 1 and 2. So you know which one you should be opening up first and which one you should be opening up second. I like having them open side by side just in 2 separate browser tabs. So Yeah, we're all anxious to know if Daz's comfy broke when he opened these. Thanks,
I
Creepy
haven't
Guy.
been able to test it yet.
We all want to know. That's like the mark if a workflow is like user friendly, is if when Daz tries to open it, it breaks. It completely locks up his comfy. So, and we'll also take a look at the VRAM when we start running these. But I'm pretty sure that this is about as VRAM unintensive as we can get for something to do this. So, workflow number 1, let's do like just a brief overview. As you can see, the workflow is very short and simple compared to the stuff that I usually have on my screen and what we usually work with. And same thing for the second one. Yeah, so workflow number 1. In the first group right here, we have your checkpoint and your settings. The only LoRa that I'm using in this LoRa stacker is the Depth Map LoRa that we downloaded from Machine Delusions Civitai profile, which is going to be called this Depth Map 64. I'm running this at my usual resolution of 512 by 896 because everything I do is in vertical. I'm going to be using Photon LCM to create the depth maps, but we could try one of the more a couple different models and just see the differences in how the depth maps look. I do have the LCM LoRa, even though it's baked in, on at a strength of 0.18, so that in the K sampler we can lower our CFG down a lot more to get it to go even faster. The batch prompt scheduler, so we can prompt travel with this, and we can have like this way we can make a prompt traveling depth map, so it's not just like a depth map of one thing. So today, what I'm going to be asking some of you guys for more so is prompts instead of our normal IP adapter image. So if Twitch, that means you can participate in this too. If you guys want to get any prompts on deck, go ahead and just throw them in the chat. We got Dever already put in the cool Shiba in the chat on Discord because he is our resident prompt master. So any prompts that you guys want to see, go ahead and throw them in. I'm going to be taking the best prompts throughout the day, putting them all together in a big prompt travel animation, and then running that through and stylizing that for our Civitai post. So if you want your prompt to end up in the animation, put it in the chat and help me out throughout the stream. So the bash prompt scheduler, normal syntax per usual. The top one is going to be the meat of your prompt. The middle box is going to be your pretext, which is what will come before everything in the batch prompt scheduler. And the bottom box will be your app text, or what will come after everything that you write in the batch prompt scheduler. So I have a couple things that I use in general that I just always keep in here. What you want to use specifically for this depth map LoRa to get it to do what you need it to do is black sky, depth map, black background, high contrast. We want to use this before our prompt. Just through experimenting, while we were running a bunch of tests on this, we found that that works best. So that's the prompt that you're going to want to use. In the next box over here, we have our Animate Diff thing. So sample settings, we don't really have to worry about this. Just leave all this as it is. Your Animate Diff loader. I know I'm really bad at labeling my checkpoints, but this is the Animate Diff LCM model. And yeah, actually, we don't have a negative prompt in this. So we'll see if we even need that, but I really don't think we need it to create depth maps. But so this is the Animate LCM Animate Diff model. So if you don't have that and you want to run these things super fast, you're going to go ahead and need to download that. And beta scheduler, we're using the LCM square root linear with a motion scale of 1.15. So we get really good motion in this. context options, these are all pretty standard Animate Diff. And we do have the option to use a motion LoRA on here. And per usual, one that I've been addicted to is the Shatter motion LoRA by Pixel Pusher. Next, we do have a group that is turned off, that will be turned off when you open the workflow. This is an IP adapter. So if when you play with this, you want this to, like you really want to push a specific image into your depth map, use the IP adapter. We're going to keep it turned off probably for the most part. We'll experiment with it a little, but we're just going to try to work off of prompts in this one. And I see a bunch of people putting prompts in the chat already, so thank you. Then we have our diffusion, which is our K sampler. We're going to be running this at 11 steps, 1 CFG. We'll see if it makes a difference if we up that, but so far 1 CFG has worked great for me because I have the LCM LoRA in here at a strength of 0.18. So there's really no reason for us to go over a CFG of 1. And then our output. So we're not going, I mean, we could upscale this, but there's really no reason to. So we're going to just be using this low res one and save the upscaling for after we actually stylize the depth map. What we do have up here, though, is a color correction node that if you open this and you don't have the node pack, you'll just have to install the missing custom nodes by going into your Comfy manager, install missing custom nodes, and then it should pop up in there. But what I have done here is I have cranked the contrast up to 0.12, and then just to make sure that we get the proper colorway that we want for the depth map, we went ahead and turned the saturation all the way down to 0. So no color sneaks into our depth map, just to make sure, because every now and then I was getting like a little tint of blue or a little tint of green, but we can fix that real easily with this color correction node. And then you can see here's a couple examples of like depth maps I was able to generate. I really like the Buddha one. For this, I actually used this IP adapter image. Let me just turn this on so you folks can see the image. So this was an IP adapter image that I generated, and it helped me get this depth map, which was actually super nice to animate and run through and stylize. So let's go ahead and take someone's prompt. Who was the first person to throw a prompt in? I think it was Militant. So Militant, we are going to take your very first prompt that you gave us in Discord here, and we're going to go ahead and throw that into there. Boom. And for now, we're going to just use one prompt, and then we'll string these together as we start to do more. So we'll just use one. And we'll do this for 60 frames. Avanta Black Magic wielding wizard walking away from the viewer wearing flowing rainbow robes. Let's see if we can get that. So, got everything set here. And boom, let's cue it. This should go relatively quickly. I'm going to delete these. We're already in there. Now we got our K sampler going. And yeah, so for 60 frames, this should take us about 30 seconds per generation. So we'll get one or two of these, and then I'll show you guys how the second part of the workflow works to stylize them. Boom, and a first-time Twitch chatter, Gavin Purcell. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, a lot of people don't know we have a Twitch channel, but we're stoked for everyone to be here with us. So, All right, he's not quite walking away. That might be partially due to the motion LoRa. Let me turn that off, and let's just try it one more time. But you guys see what we're doing here, right? Getting these like black and white and kind of gray outputs that we can then go and apply any style that we want to. This one looks like he might actually be walking away, or no, he might still be walking towards us. Sorry, Militant. But thank you for the first prompt. And let's take one from Twitch to try after this. We're going to take this one right here, except we're not going to use your LoRa, but we will use your prompt. All right. Pretty cool. And keep in mind, on the next half, we're going to be running it through interpolation so that the animation gets really smoothed out and slowed down. So let's go ahead and add on to this. We'll add this at frame 60. Boom. A clock with a face on it. Boom, 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 boom. All right, this was definitely taken off of Civitai, so good stuff. We'll go ahead and change this to 120 frames real quick. Or actually, you know what? Just so we don't have to wait super long, we'll just do one at a time. 60. Go ahead and paste that again. And we will run that. And while that is running, let's find this output folder, Civitai depth maps. And so this second workflow looks a little similar to my normal LCM workflow that you folks have. What we are doing, though, the key difference here is because we're feeding it a depth map, we're not using the depth preprocessor. We have that turned off. We're only running the depth control net. And I tested it at a strength of 0.6, and it worked really well. And I'm also using the control GIF. Where is my control LoRa? Control. Damn you. Our control LoRa to smooth out the animation. But let's go ahead and throw in one of Militant's things. And then Militant, just so we can see, we're going to go ahead and put your prompt in here to see how it stylizes. And I have my usual negative embeddings and negative prompt in there. And let's just see how this turns out. But super simple, super straightforward. So you're going to put your depth map in the video loader. I have this still on Photon LCM. We're using the LCM LoRa again at a strength of 0.18. Same Animate Diff model. We're only using the depth control net. We're using the control GIF control net. That if you don't have this, you can Google control GIF GitHub, and it'll pop up. This really helps smooth animations out. We have an IP adapter if you want to use some images to stylize the depth map. We have your positive prompt, your negative prompt, and we have your high-res fix upscaler. So
and we have good news. I ran it.
Hey, Daz ran it, and
it didn't break.
Awesome. And then here, let me pull up my task manager. And on this part of the workflow, it looks like we are hitting about 12.5 gigs to run the animation with the upscaler. So that's good news for a lot of you guys. And if you make the resolution even smaller, you should be able to keep that under 8 gigs with no problem. Or you could just turn off the upscaler. So good thing to keep in mind there. And let's see here. Okay, we're going to grab one of Dever's prompts here to run through the depth map. Okay, this one did not really like the clock prompt. A clock with a face on it. Really did not like that. So let's try actually changing. Let's try a different model and run that one more time. Let's try cyber realistic LCM and see again. And let's randomize our seed. So the thing with the depth maps is definitely that you want to randomize your seed. And if you don't like something you get, run it again, because the seeds really make a big difference. You can see here just through some of my tests, like this is a cool little thing I made that I really like that I got from the Buddha statues. And yeah, so IpIV on Twitch made a good point that you can also use any of the depth map preprocessors to create depth maps like this from normal videos. IpIV would challenge you to try doing that by running the videos through Phil's Depth Map LoRA, because you might actually get a cleaner looking depth map from that than with the normal depth map preprocessor. So we do have this film VFI node at the top that if you are on low VRAM, you'll definitely want to either delete this or bypass it, simply because this is going to eat up some extra VRAM. And all this is doing the interpolation and basically doubling the frames. But let's see what Militant's wizard looked like here. So yeah, man, like that's pretty cool for just making a depth map from text and then running it. But what if we, just for experiment's sake, went back to that prompt that I had in there, turned on the IP adapter, and we don't have to upscale this one, so it runs fast, but we'll just queue that up again after this depth map is done, and let's see if we can get a better clock. It looks like it wants to create more like a door and a pillar than like a clock with a face on it. We might have to simplify the prompt on this one. Definitely liked pillars. Okay, let's try. We don't need the artwork because it's a depth map. So boom. Boom. Okay, we're gonna try that. And then we'll give this one more go. Cold War asks, hey Tyler, is there a way to an image product and do a video animation without it affecting? That is a question for another stream, my friend. That is a whole other stream. What I would have you refer back to is the stream that is posted on our YouTube of last week's animation stream, because that question is answered in there and I show you how to do it. So go check out our YouTube channel and watch last week's stream for that information. And Ooh, that's kind of cool. I like that. But you see how like easy it is to reskin these things with the either using the IP adapter or just prompting. And this is like super quick and dirty that I'm just doing this for you guys. But if you put the time and effort into this, you can get some really cool stuff that you could use as like a music visualizer or just making really cool loops. But let's grab some more prompts here. So where was Devers? Unnatural, weathered skin, pirate, boom, boom. All right, let's try this. You know what? Let's try it without you. Let's go back to Photon. Bam. Let's try Denver. Unfortunately, we could not get the clock with the face. It was not liking the clock with the face prompt. Turn this off. And when we're running the depth map here, this part of the whole thing is actually only taking up 6.7 gigs. So you can definitely run this if you have only 8 gigabytes of VRAM, which is super dope for any of you guys that want to make some video content without a whole lot of VRAM. Ooh, Dever, I really like this one. I really, really like this one.
Rad.
So let's take this one. And Dever, I know you got an image sitting around. Why don't you throw me an image to put in the IP adapter to skin this guy? Since this was your prompt, why don't you throw me something to try to apply the style to him? And while we're waiting on that, let's go ahead and grab another prompt from maybe Twitch. Let's do Nenatab. Let's try this cyborg one right here. Boom. Cyborg girl, transparent skin. And the good news is, if it does come out just a little NSFW, it's going to be a depth map. So I think we're in the safe zone. Cool, man. Yeah, this one right here. So I really like these two. Boom. Hold on one second. Let me mute this chat just for a little while. Boom. Cool. Got some good prompts coming through. Oh, Daz. That looks sick, man. What if Daz, why don't you copy the prompt you used for that and put it in the chat? All right. This is cool. I'm a little hesitant to run her through the stylization. But Dever passed me a image here. Let's grab it real quick. Nice, as usual. Boom. Was this using your copper wire, LoRA? Okay, nice. So, you'll say, let's just try and see what that gives us. Bam. Let's get another prompt going in the depth map. Or actually, I want to show people what Daz did here. So let's use Daz's prompt. And Daz, how many frames did you do there?
Whatever was in the default.
Oh, really? Okay. 120. Boom. Let's run that because that actually looked really good. And sometimes the animations get much better the longer they go. So keep that in mind as well.
Except for the fact that I had to wait like 5 minutes and you're going to do it in like 5 seconds.
Then first time chatter over in Twitch, Nancha. Comfy is definitely something you want to get associated with, man. You will have way more control once you start really diving in and getting good at it. Okay, let's see here. Not too bad for creating our own depth map from text. It's also not an exact one-to-one to the image, but I still think this is really, really dope. What do you think, Dever? So, I'm sure you guys are kind of seeing the potential here when you're able to like just create these things from, you know, nothing but words, and then you can use the same, like if you get one of these that you like, you just get to use it over and over and put all kinds of styles on it until you find something that you really, really like. Cold War, you are understanding correctly. The first workflow we are using is text to video, where we are generating the depth map. And then the second workflow is video to video, where we are taking the depth map and applying a style on top of it. That you are understanding correctly. Both workflows are inside the link, which I will drop again right here. Boom. Boom. You will find 2 workflows inside of this zip file on this page. So let's go back here. Oh, damn, Daz, why is your thing not looking nearly as cool on mine? Maybe it's the resolution.
My resolution is
Let's try it.
512 by 896.
Oh, okay. And you're using Photon LCM?
Photon LCM, yep.
Damn,
And
man. Well,
I was using the Shatter LoRA.
oh, you had the Shatter LoRA on. Okay. Let's try that again. Let's see, any questions? Any questions? Any questions? No, but we got a bunch more prompts here. So the thing that I did notice, though, as I was running this, Eaglestein, we're actually going to try your prompt next. The thing that I did notice as I was running all these for the first time was that I would sometimes have to just keep my seed on random, and I would have to keep generating it until I got something that I really liked. So with this, you might not get it the first run, but because they're depth maps and there's like an infinite number of possibilities and they don't exactly have to make sense, you could just keep spinning the wheel until you get something that you really enjoy. But let's try Eaglestein's heart thing here now. But we will take out the word colorful. Okay, Daz, that came out way better when I put the shatter LoRa on it.
Yep.
Way better. Whoa. That's crazy. Look at that. That one's going to be dope, man.
I'm kind of disgusted by the fact that yours came out far better than mine now. What the hell?
So Kat's asked, so this is to generate the depth map, which are the two workflows you're currently using seen now. Yes, so Kat's, this one right here that we're generating the depth maps in the zip file at that link is workflow number 1, and it's labeled number 1. Workflow number 2 is this vid to vid workflow that we are using to run the depth map through Animate Diff and stylize it in any way that we want. So 2 halves, you need both of them to come out with a finished thing. And it was much easier to just do this in 2 separate workflows than it was to like cram everything into one massive workflow. So we're going to grab that Daz video that we just got, because that one looked crazy. And why don't Daz, why don't you send me or actually Eaglestein. We're gonna use this skull image that Eaglestein sent and just put this on and see. This is a dope one, man. I like this. And then next we'll do Eaglestein's heart animation. So boom, 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 and boom. And let's go. Bam, and let us try it. I'm excited to see how this one turns out. And also keep in mind that we could play with the strength of the depth control net to try to see if how like differently it could be affected and how tightly we could grab onto the depth map if we're not liking the result that we're getting out of the second half of the workflow. So Daz's is amazing. Was this the heart one? Was this what it gave us for the heart thing? I think it was. It's a little nonsensical. I wonder how we could get it to follow the prompt more. And it might also be some stuff with like the way the depth map LoRa is interacting with the prompt. That's also a possibility, but let's see what happens if we up the CFG a little to 0.15. So maybe it adheres to the prompt just a little bit more. And we'll cue that for after Daz's is finished here, which it is almost done. I think this one's going to be really good. CFG up. Yes, stonks. CFG stonks. So let's see. Get chat back. Yes, I am rendering this all with a 4090 right now. So
But for once, it's actually not required.
Yes, it is not required for the speed. If you want the same speed right here, whoa, Pit P, I love that. I love that. We got to use that next. I really like that image. I'll pull it up in a second. I want to see what Daz's animation looks like here. Whoa. What do we think? What do we think, guys?
Holy crap, dude.
Isn't that sick? Let me zoom in a little bit more so you guys can see. And this isn't even upscaled. This one's not even upscaled. This is just the low res version.
Hey, I might actually have something for my Instagram soon.
Hey. So see, and look at what we started out with here. This is like, you know, the depth maps might not always look like much, but they don't need to make sense, and they don't need to be like super clean. You can, because then you can throw an IP adapter image in it and just kind of let Animate Diff do its thing on it. And if you get something that's like not too great, so here, let's actually do a test. Let's do a test real quick just to see. Before we move on to pit piece thing, let's actually take the clock one, which by itself isn't really like crazy anything, right? It's just kind of columns and whatever. And let's actually try running it through with the same IP adapter image and just see what it gives us. But we also, before that runs, we have Inglestein's heart thing running again with a slightly higher CFG. But we don't want to push the CFG too high because like part of the cool thing about this is trying to get it to go as fast as possible with LCM. So I think the place to try to use the prompt to really get it to adhere to might be in the second half to get like, try to turn all these little things into hearts. So what we'll do, Inglestein, is we'll take this and we'll use your heart image as the IP adapter. I wonder why it's giving us a skull. Was there a skull in the prompt here? Oh, Cosmic Horror. Okay. Cosmic Horror will definitely give us a skull. This one is cool, so we're going to try this. So, while the column one is running, we'll go ahead and we'll take Eaglestein's depth map that we just created here. And we're going to grab his image of the heart. Where is it? Here it is. This is a really nice image as well. We'll grab that. Let me just rename this real quick. Boom. We'll throw the heart into these. And don't mind the 4 IP adapters. I have 4 of them because I really like mashing images together. Colorful, we'll say beating heart made of translucent jelly, and we'll just let the IP adapter do its thing. And look at what we got from the columns just by using that same IP adapter image on the one before. So even like the not so amazing, like, oh, the columns, it almost looked kind of boring, but you throw the right IP adapter image in there and then suddenly it's like super interesting. Like, I think that looks rad. And then these are interpolated, so when you go to like edit a video with these or put them all together, you can also speed this up. So my thought for using this would be more for like a random thing to use for like music visualizations. Militant, exactly. That looks sick. So, all right, we're using this one, but I want to come back because Pit P's thing really, and I know I'm all over the place with the images you guys are sending, but certain things are really grabbing my eye. So we're going to take Pit P's image because this I love. This is that. I love that. We need another prompt to run through, which I know we already have from someone here. We just use Dever and let's see here. Who else gave a prompt earlier on that I might have skipped? You know what? Let's grab a prompt from Twitch. Waleed, you are always here with us, we are going to use your prompt. So we'll go back to workflow number 1. We're going to copy your prompt into here. Downtown. Damn, you guys really like the skulls, man. You guys really like the skulls. It's okay. It's okay. We'll try it. Downtown pile of human skulls, but we're not going to use a skeleton with this thing. So we're not going to use a skeleton. Oh, nope. Didn't want to queue it up twice. Boom. This one is finished. A little bit more abstract, but still very cool. So I'm expecting to see you guys creating a lot of like really dope like wallpapers and visualizers and stuff like that using this. But we're gonna get this set up for the one that we're testing out with PitP already. So is it this image? It is this image. Yeah, we're definitely going with this guy. Boom. PitP, how would you guys describe this thing? Someone tell me how to describe this thing. How would you guys describe this thing in as few words as possible? Nightmare fuel. I agree. I agree. It is definitely nightmare fuel. But how are we going to describe him? Squishy teeth face monster. Okay, let's try this. Let's try wet squishy worm monster with sharp teeth. God, spelling. You guys always see my fat fingers doing their thing. Okay. Boom. Let's check our depth map. Ooh, okay. I think that's going to be nice for this one. And let's run it. And also, I have the IP adapter here set to only 0.7 because I didn't want it to completely overpower the animation so much that it like restricted motion. But I'm pretty excited to see what this one looks like. Let's grab our next prompt. I think we got something in Twitch. We're going to try Ford Cliffs right here. This one has a lot of words. It might not be the best, but it'll give us something, which is the point. Boom. This one is going to be absolute nightmare fuel, guys. I can already tell. Dever, where do you put the depth map LoRA in the first workflow again? The depth flow LoRA goes right here in the LoRA stacker. And it should show up in the LoRA stacker after you place it in your LoRA folder. Does that mean, wait, did we get some people who aren't Comfy enjoyers to actually download Comfy to play with this? Is that where we're at right now? Do we have a couple firsts going on? They became comfortable. Touche, Inglesine. Touche. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's see. Is that SD15 LCM LoRa file on Civitai to download? I believe it should be LCM LoRa. Let me just make sure. LCM LoRa. Yeah, right here. If you just type in LCM LoRa, I'll actually put the link in the chat for you guys in case you don't have the LCM LoRa. We'll put it in both chats. Boom. All right. All right. I like it. I like it, man. I think that's pretty cool. I do want to see what it looks like upscaled, so we're gonna do that real quick after this depth map is finished. Oh, this one is giving us a face. Cold War, we can get different movements by using different motion LoRas. So you know what? For the next one, let me actually... So we've been using this shatter motion LoRa. Let's use... Someone give me a... make a prompt for me that describes, like, bugs crawling or something. Give me a prompt with, like, bugs crawling, something of the sort like that. Let's try to get something a little different going on here. The prompt doesn't have to be anything complicated either. We're gonna go with Omnis. Omni, I really like that. That is simple. Creepy guy, I appreciate it, but let's try to get away from the skulls for a minute. Seething insect swarm, crawling bugs on wall, swarm of insects. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. All right, this guy looks like a very distinguished gentleman right here. And Daz is going crazy in the chat right now. Here, I'll pull it up on the stream so you guys can see. Daz is, and this man has like minimal VRAM, and he's just going nuts with making these now. So I am glad to see that it is working for people. So Omni, after this upscales, your prompt is going to be the one that runs, and I need someone to generate some really sick bug image for me, like something like really out there, like out there, but it has to be a bug, insect, creepy, something. So you guys have a second to do that while this other one upscales, because I want to see it. But I need insect, bug, something. Because on this one, we are actually going to try it using this motion LoRa that was trained on the movement of ants crawling instead of shatter to see what we get from the depth map. Cats, we might have to use that just to see what it actually gives us, depending on what the depth map looks like. Ooh, people in Twitch are sending some really good prompts. I wish I had enough time to actually use all of them, but you guys are... We should do more prompting streams like this because it lets everyone get involved. Oh, okay, you know what? We're gonna mash together images for this next one. That's what we're gonna do. So this is upscaling. It's gonna be a minute, but we are going to grab a bunch of these. And we will view these by large icons. We're going to grab a bunch of these guys. Boom. They're so cute and terrifying all at the same time. I really just want to see what happens when we throw that one into the mix. That's more of like a personal thing. And, oh, Pit P again, man. This man is on fire. This one looks like the brother of this thing. Look at that. Look at that. The resemblance is uncanny. Absolutely uncanny. And then there was I think there were more. Militant, very nice. This is a very distinguished grasshopper, if I must say. Chris with the fire. Omni, again, very frightening yet cute-ish. Ram Thrust. We'll take one of these. I like this guy. I saw a few more bug prompts too, so we can do a few of these. Creepy guy. Perfect. And oh, perfect again. Okay. I think I have enough bugs for right now. Someone give me a slug or something. Like, yeah, give me something slimy. Okay, this one is almost done. It's almost done upscaling. And then our first bug prompt is going to run. And this motion LoRA we're using was trained on ants, on a video of ants crawling. So we're going to see how this comes out. And just while we were waiting here, just as the reminder, let's go ahead and put the workflow back in the chat for anyone just joining us. We are making depth maps and animating them with Animate Diff, combining two workflows that you can download at that link that I just put in the chat. Workflow 1 will get you the black and white depth mask. This was a LoRA that was made by Machine Delusions. If you do not know who he is, you guys should go check out his Civitai account. He makes a bunch of really great high-quality LoRAs and models. And check him out on social media because he is doing a lot of really cool stuff. Machine.delusions on Instagram. Okay, let's see what our upscale here looks like on this one. And then I already have it set up to run our insect one while we check this out. So upscale's finishing, and then it's going to interpolate it. Then we're off to the races. So these guys I really like right here. These are sick. Like, these are really, really sick. And then just imagine, like, putting these through something that is to make it audio reactive and pulse with the music. And you just have, like, this crazy prompt travel animation of this absurdness to whatever song that you put it to. Ooh. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So here is our upscaled animation right here. That looks awesome. Oh no, wait, that wasn't that wasn't it. That wasn't it. That was the same one. Sorry. My bad. Here we go. It's already loading the prompt into this one. Hopefully the ants come out good. This is our upscaled animation. Yeah, man. This stuff is so cool. Not everything has to make sense. It's like, I feel like in our search for getting things as consistent as possible, sometimes we lose track of like how cool the random messiness of the AI can be. And I feel like the depth maps and like using it in this context can really bring us back to that. That's sick. So we're going to prepare some of our bugs here. We're going to take some of the really cool ones. Boom. And boom. We're going to see what happens when we mash these guys together. And we're going to say, centipedes and what was the other one? The other thing I used? I don't know what that thing is, but let's just actually put nightmare fuel in the prompt. Call it regret. Eagle scene, I love it. So let's see. Okay. So this is the depth map it gave us utilizing the ant, the motion LoRA that was trained on ants. So let's see what happens when we run this guy. Because see, this looks a little like, just looks kind of nonsensical as a depth map. But I see potential. I definitely feel like there's potential. I hope it gives us something good. I really want it to give us something good. You guys think we're gonna get something good with this crazy mashup in the IP adapter here? Pit P, I'm starting to think that these are actually images of like a pet you have or something, rather than stuff you're generating. Eagle Scene said selfies. All right. I do think we're gonna get something cool out of this one. And also, after we're gonna try this one real quick. I downloaded. Why isn't it showing up in my thing? Okay. Comfy UI. Open in a new tab. Models. And checkpoints. What was the name of the one that I just downloaded? I swear I downloaded a new LCM checkpoint. Stable diffusion, models, stable diffusion, cyber realistic LCM. Why are you not showing me? Probably wants me to like reload Comfy, which I don't want to do right now. But let's see here. Let's see. I want to try this one with a different checkpoint. So you know what? Let's try this. Let's try Epic Realism. We're going to pump up our LCM LoRA to 1. And we'll leave our CFG at 1. And let's see what happens. Since we're now using a non-LCM model, and we're compensating by that with the LCM LoRA. So let's see what that actually gives us here. It should be pretty quick, but I feel like this still did a pretty decent job. Especially since we gave it like some really far out different images to mash together. And hey, what's going on? Welcome to all the new people that are joining us for the first time in Twitch. Stoked you guys could be here. Just a reminder, every Thursday we do these video and animation streams. I try to bring something new for you guys to see and get inspired by and be able to play with every Thursday. So join us. And then while we're waiting for this one, just so you guys are aware, tomorrow we have my good friend Sir Spence joining me on the guest creator stream. And Spence is a technical researcher / artist for Runway ML. And he's also the creator of Zeroscope. And Zeroscope is the thing that if you ever saw the viral video of Will Smith eating the spaghetti and it looks all crazy, that was made in Zeroscope. And Spence is actually the creator of the Zeroscope model. So he's going to be joining us tomorrow. And tomorrow the stream is going to be probably a little mind expanding. It's not going to be one that you're going to want to try to follow along with while we're doing it. You're just going to want to watch and kind of take it all in. He's going to be showing us how he combines Comfy with Touch Designer to make these really dope audio-reactive visuals. Let me actually see. Let me try to pull something up while we're waiting real quick to see if I can show you what Spence does. So this is Spence, and Spence makes things like this. And I'm not going to put the audio on just because I don't want to get any copyright strike just in case. But he makes really dope, crazy audio-reactive visuals using Comfy UI and mixing other tools like Touch Designer and this other thing called Notch. And he's going to show us how he makes something like this from start to finish. And hopefully you guys can just like pull some type of inspiration or have an idea based on what he shows us. But yeah, Spence makes really incredible work, and I'm really stoked that he has decided to come and join us on the stream. So this is what we are going to be doing tomorrow, and I'm really excited about it. I'm a huge fan of everything he does. He has a long resume of things that he's done concert visuals for. But I'll let him talk a little bit about himself tomorrow. But yeah, you're definitely not going to want to miss this because he's definitely one of the guys pushing Comfy UI and the things that we're able to do with all this forward and inspiring a lot of people with the stuff that he is doing. So don't miss tomorrow. It's going to be a good one. Anyways, our bugs. All right. Epic Photogasm did pretty good. Let's try to get one more depth map and run one more thing here, and then we will close this out. So let's go to Twitch, and we're going to do Bum 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 bum. Let's try this prompt. Sounds a little crazy, but we're gonna try it for our last one and see if we can get a little out there. Boom. And let's try the other ant trained motion model that I have, and let's run that. And then we will change some of these images here. Boom, Civitai, Depth Maps. Nope. Civitai, Depth Map Stream. Where did I push you? Civitai Depth Stream. And let's go with you. With you. Oh, boom. You and with this ant buddy. Now let's get our depth map. I know this stream was a little out there, and some of these things haven't been so refined because we're running through it. We're running through it super fast, but I really hope that you guys will go give this workflow a download. Download Machine Delusions depth map model and really create some cool things and take your time to dial it in and tweak it, especially since all of you guys can access this as long as you have an 8GB VRAM GPU video card. So please go give it a try. Let's see some really dope stuff. Post it on the website, post it to the workflow, post it to Machine Delusions LoRA page, which is this one right here. It is linked on the workflow page as well. You can see some of us are putting our depth maps down there for him to see already. And yeah, man, I really love all the crazy cool things that we are doing and figuring out. Tyler, can you share a PNG of the second workflow here? Anyone else struggling to load that? Yeah, let me grab that and I will do that right now. So workflow image, export, PNG. And we will call this 2 depth animation workflow. And Dever, I will throw that right in the chat for you right now. Did anyone else have a difficult time opening that up? If you did, please comment on the model page and I'll go ahead and I'll upload the PNG as well for you guys. So, okay, we got this crazy depth map here. Let's try and see what happens when we run it through these bugs. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. This is like the, oh no. This is like the equivalent of stepping on gum. What is going on here? Oh, I hate when it does this. Sometimes it like, the cursor, like see, it's like clicking the box above it and not the thing. Let me reload the page real quick. There we go. Okay. Boom. I don't know why it does that sometimes. And we're going to go back to Photon LCM because I really like the way that those were looking. And we'll go 0.18, 0.18. And we'll actually put the motion LoRA on this one as well of the ants, and we'll run that at 0.5. We'll change this. We'll keep the CFG at 1. We'll make this, or no, we'll go CFG 1.5, and boom, we'll run it. This will be our last one. So you guys have 2 new workflows to play with. You guys got the depth map creator, and you got the animation workflow to bring the depth maps to life and infinitely stylize them however you guys want. And I really hope to see some really cool things posted onto Civitai from this workflow. I want you guys to go crazy with this. The possibilities are endless. You can use this LoRA in a vid-to-vid setting and get a really clean depth map from just a normal video that you put in a vid-to-vid thing. Is it normal? There's a white line of 10 pixels on the left. Cats. Are you talking about like this thing? Like this? On Daz's video. It actually looks like I'm getting that too a little. I'm not sure. Might be a resolution thing. You might just want to, if that like bothers you, then if you have a video that's done, just crop it in by like 3 pixels or 10 pixels or whatever it is, just to kind of nullify that. It shouldn't make a big quality difference. Okay. I think we're going to get some nightmare fuel on our good friend on this depth map here. So on this last one, this was the depth map that we used. It's pretty wild. The interpolation node right here, this film FVI thing, which is doubling, it's multiplying our frame rate by 2, so it's doubling the frames. Exian, if you're having trouble with Insight Face in one of the other workflows, you're going to have to install C++ and Microsoft Visual Studio Code to download that properly. And there is a walkthrough on how to do that someone posted on one of the workflow pages in the discussion thing. But let's see what this last guy looks like here. And getting nothing. Wait, getting nothing with the second workflow image, including the one you just posted in Discord. First one works though. So wait, can you guys confirm for me? Can anyone open up the second? Oh, do me a favor. When you open up that workflow, try zooming out with your mouse and see if like it might just be off center. So try that and let me know. Did that work, Dever? Can you confirm that it's there? Yeah, it's way off center. My bad, guys. So word of caution, when you load these workflows, scroll out with your mouse wheel and then you'll have to just like move around because the workflow isn't in the center of the thing. I'm sorry. It's a bad habit. Apologies. Very sorry. Surprise. All right. And we got our creepy bug guy here. And he is going to sign us off. Ooh. I like that one. I think that one is a perfect way to end it. So, guys, as always, I really appreciate all of you joining me on Thursdays for these AI video and animation streams. I hope we can keep these going for a long time. And as all of these tools continue to evolve and grow, I hope that we can grow with it and we keep discovering new techniques and new ways to use them. I want to bring that to you guys so you guys can go off and make whatever you're going to make. And as we share these things that we discover with each other, it only helps us continue pushing all this stuff forward. I know there's been a number of things I use in my day-to-day workflow now that I wouldn't have figured out had I not been talking through it on the stream with you all. So thank you everyone for joining me. Tomorrow, same time, same place. You're not going to want to miss the guest creator stream with Sir Spence. This man is going to blow everyone's mind, including mine. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see his entire workflow from beginning to end because I'm pretty sure that's what he's planning on showing us. And so tomorrow we might run a little over the 60 or 90-minute mark, but it's okay, because it's going to be worth it. So look out for this to be uploaded on YouTube if you want to rewind and watch any of it back. And if you have any questions about the workflow, use the discussion section on the workflow page in Civitai. People are always good. The community is great about answering things. Guys, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy hanging out with me as much as I enjoy hanging out with you. I am Tyler. This is Civitai.com. We'll be back tomorrow with the guest creator stream. Guys, we are out. Twitch, we love you. Peace.